what the EPA is doing to this 78-year-old man who decided to uh, build a pond on his land to irrigate the land and to just for aesthetic look. He went to them, he got all the paperwork done, and then they came back and said, no, this is an illegal pond, so we're going to arrest you and put you in federal court or federal prison for uh, 18 months. So then they had him up in Montana. Then they transferred him to the Golden Jail here in Colorado, off of Quincy, off of I forgot Kipling and Quincy here in Denver, and that's where he's been ever since then. Now, as some of you know, the EPA has been given too much power to do too many irrational things. And you think that this guy, he did all the paperwork, he made sure that there was no power lines underneath where he was going to put his pond on his land, but yet the EPA saw it fit to put him into jail. Now, I'm doing a show, my last part of my show will talk about that on Wednesday, the 8th of March. And you can go to Denver Open Media and vote for that show so they can play it many times, because I think that this word needs to be got out. And if you live in Colorado, or even if you don't live in Colorado, if you can call, look up the number for the EPA, and one person will be a contact person. There will be a Virginia Till, T-I-L-L. She works in that department, and talk to her, talk to her boss at the EPA here in Colorado, because they had a big spill here in Colorado. And when I interviewed her, she said that she couldn't talk about that. Well, now is a new sheriff is in town, and now it's time for her and others like her. It's time for her and others like her to be, well, and like the EPA, to be brought accountable. She's just one of the workers at the EPA, but we really need to get to the higher ups. We need to get and Tancredo, one of our guys here, he's been really trying to work things out legally so they can get this 78-year-old veteran out of prison for only the only thing that he did was to try to build a pond on his land. So that's not right, in my opinion. And if you agree with me, listen to the show. I already put it out there on Facebook. It's part of my series on KOMF Radio, 104.7 FM, and this show will be aired Wednesday at 8:30. I'm doing one show at 8 o'clock with Ryan Webb, international singer, songwriter, and composer. And then the second show will be concerning this gentleman and other speakers at the event that I periscoped the other day. So I definitely want to get your feedback. If you could leave some comments about what you think about the EPA and some of the other, I mean, not only relaxing the penalties that was done when they had different oil spills, and they were involved with that, and you know, that affects your water, that affects my water, that affects everybody's water, and who knows, maybe they had something even to do with what was happening down there in Michigan. But definitely I know about Colorado, and our Governor Hickenlooper, you know, he put some chemicals in the water and he drank it to show us, oh, this water is safe. Well, then why are you putting chemicals in it? To show us it's safe. So it is something definitely that when I heard about it, I thought it would be over by now, because when I heard about it was in November, and the gentleman had already been in jail for quite some time before they moved him here to Colorado. His name is Joe Robertson. His name is Joe Robertson. a veteran, 78-year-old veteran who has been put in jail. You can Google him, Joe Robinson. Joe Robinson, and I ask you to do that. Um, Call up Tancredo, and if you look at the spelling, you can see the spelling on my show and see the spelling for that, and give him a call and see what you could do as far as like putting your name, your vote in. And I know with my 500 FB friends here, 591 FB friends, that a portion of you can call Tom Tancredo, call the EPA here in Colorado, talk to Virginia Till, and talk to her boss, and find out what's going on with this. Oh, good to see you. If you just joined us, my name is Johnny J, and I'm doing a show this coming Wednesday about Joe Robinson, a 78-year-old veteran who was put in jail for putting a pond on his land, digging a pond for his land. He got the paperwork, and he did this, and then they came back and said, no, we think that your pond on your land is environmentally disruptive, so we're going to put you, a 78-year-old man, in federal jail for 18 months. So that's the sentence that he's doing right now, 18 months in the federal penitentiary for digging and putting a pond on his land, right? So please do call the congressman here, call Tom Tancredo, call the EPA, let your voice be known, and if it would have been better for me to give you the phone numbers or addresses for that, phone numbers for that, the right spelling is on my show. If you see the show that I just posted just earlier of Tom Tancredo, the correct name is on there, and also Paul's name is on there. So whatever way I can help you make your voice known, that you feel that this is not right for our government agency to treat one of our veterans this way, and especially being that he's like 78 years old. It's not like he killed anyone on his land. He was putting just digging a pond on his land. He did all the paperwork to do it on his land, and the EPA comes in there and said, no, we're going to put you in federal jail for just because we can, right? And so his wife is very, Joe Robertson's wife is very concerned about him, being that he's that age. He has some medical conditions, and it took a while because they weren't paying attention to his medical conditions. They weren't allowing him to write out and let his lawyer know what was going on at the time when he finally got a lawyer. And Tom Tancredo got involved with it. But voice your opinions, put some of your opinions here, and also just go to the EPA website, the Colorado EPA website, because the Montana EPA was the one that put him in jail first, but then the Colorado EPA accepted that sentence as he was transported here to the federal jail out in Golden, off of Kipling and Quincy, here in Golden. So I encourage you to listen to the show this coming Wednesday, the 8th of March, and happy Women's Day for all you international women out there, and for my wife Natalia, happy Women's Day, and it's going to be a blessed day for all women. I know some of you women are going to be protesting. You say you're not going to be going to work that day because you're protesting Trump or something of this sort. But still, for the ones that are outside this United States, and my wife, I wish all of you, my sister-in-law, all of you a great, and my everybody else, great Women's Day that day. So, so listen to the show, vote for it, place your voice on there. Give me some feedback on this. Tell me what you think about this situation. Google the name Joe Robinson. Joe Robinson, 78-year-old veteran, put in federal jail by the EPA in Montana, now in Denver, Colorado federal jail in Golden, and you'll find out more information about Joe and his service to this country. Go to our website, Intervision Records. That's intervisionrecords.org. Check out our Periscope TV show, and of course our shows on Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 a.m. and this time it's going to be from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then our show on KUHS Denver. So I think that is it, and we thank you for watching. Yeah, I know you want to chat room now. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you, David Lopez. David Westmount, thank you for joining us. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you guys for making your comments as well about this, because I think it's ridiculous as well. So let me get ready to count. Get this. Okay. Okay, I don't know how to go down here. And thank you very much. Thank you for those likes as well. And Dana Machoya, Pete Cato, Scott Parker, thank you for joining us. And I'm finished, and I'll talk to you guys later.